Porsche's announcement of its return to the World Endurance Championship for the 2023 season generated significant excitement among motorsport enthusiasts. Known for its rich heritage and success in sports car racing, Porsche's comeback to the WEC and particularly to the iconic 24 Hours of Le Mans was highly anticipated. A notable aspect of this return was Porsche's decision to supply customer teams with its new 963 LDMh model, a move that was welcomed by many in the racing community. The first new outfit to receive the customer Porsche 963 was British team Jota Sport. While they might not be a household name to casual fans, they are a well-established and respected entity in the sports car racing world. Jota Sport's credentials include 3 victories in the highly competitive Le Mans LMP2 category, with their most recent win occurring in 2022. For the 2023 WEC season, Jota Sport made a significant step up by entering the hypercar class with their newly acquired Porsche 963. The team secured Hertz as their title sponsor, together with Singer, the American Porsche Restomod specialists, bringing additional visibility and support. The addition of the Brady clothing brand, yes, by the one and only Tom Brady, even brought more media attention to the team. The driver lineup for the number 38 car featured a blend of talent and experience. Reigning LMP2 WEC champion Antonio Félix da Costa would rejoin the team, reuniting with Will Stevens, with whom he won the championship the previous year. Completing the trio would be Chinese driver Yifei Ye, who already partnered Stevens in the LMP2 car in the beginning of 2023. When Jota unveiled their 2023 Hertz liveried Porsche 963, it created a significant buzz in the motorsports community. The team opted for a bold and striking golden livery, which captivated fans and critics alike. However, the excitement was tempered by a delay in the car's delivery from Porsche, pushing back its on-track debut. The car's eagerly awaited first race then finally took place at the 2023 WEC Spa 6 Hours weekend, which I had the opportunity to attend. Seeing the car in person, I witnessed firsthand its impressive presence. Jota's Porsche 963 looked stunning on track, a testament to the livery design team. By the way, check out my insane camera skills. I know, I got some real Alonso vibes going on there.
Amazing.
So in its first race outing, the Jota Porsche performed admirably, finishing in 6th position, albeit a lap down from the leaders. Given they had only received their car 10 days before the race at Spa, it was a valiant effort from the team. While not contending for top positions, this debut performance showed promise and potential for future improvement as the team and car continued to gel. The next and most anticipated round was the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the centerpiece of the WEC calendar. Unfortunately, qualifying for Jota Sport was marred by technical difficulties. A hybrid system issue prevented the team from setting a time, relegating them to start the race from 60th position, 3rd from last on the grid. During the opening hours of the race, the Jota Sport Porsche demonstrated impressive progress, steadily climbing the ranks. The race's early stages were characterized by a surprise rain shower, leading to numerous off-track excursions by various competitors. This chaotic period prompted a safety car deployment, which Jota Sport capitalized on to change tires, positioning themselves advantageously. In a dramatic turn of events, Yifei Ye even found himself leading the race ahead of the factory Penske Porsches. However, the excitement was short-lived. While navigating the notoriously challenging Porsche curves, I know, how ironic, Yifei Ye made a costly mistake, resulting in a heavy crash into the tire barriers. Despite the severity of the incident, he was fortunate to continue the race and hobbled back to the pit. The team responded swiftly, executing rapid repairs to get the car back on track. Despite their best efforts, the accident cost them valuable time, resulting in a loss of 4 laps. Despite the team's commendable efforts in rebuilding their car after Ye's crash, their race was fraught with challenges. Following the initial incident, the car struggled to regain its position at the front of the race. As the hours wore on, yet another one occurred. Antonio Félix da Costa, behind the wheel, crashed the car between Indianapolis and Arnage just a few hours before the finish. Though the team managed to repair the damage once again, these cumulative setbacks took their toll. The Jota Porsche 963 ultimately finished last among the running cars. Despite the challenges faced at Le Mans, the Jota Porsche story ultimately features a redemption arc. 1 year after the debut of their Porsche 963, the team secured a significant victory at the 2024 6 Hours of Spa. This triumph at Spa-Francorchamps marked a high point for Jota Sport, showcasing their capability to compete at the highest level of the World Endurance Championship. It also showed Porsche really values their customer teams by providing them with cars that are equal to the ones for their factory outfit. With the 2024 Le Mans race coming up soon and the team expanding to a two-car outfit, who knows if Jota Sport will be able to write history yet again with a gorgeous Hertz Porsche 963. Spark released this Porsche Dealer Edition of the Hertz Team Jota car some time ago now, and finally now I could get my hands on one. A standard version will also be available soon, with the packaging being the only difference in between those two releases. This Dealer Edition has bespoke Jota Sport box art and comes in a limited edition of 700 pieces. Other Porsche Dealer versions are the number 75 Penske factory entry from Le Mans 23, the number 7 Penske car from the IMSA 2023 Daytona 24 Hours, or the yellow number 5 JDC Miller Motorsports car from the 2023 IMSA Championship. Various other versions will be released as standard models by Spark 2, like the trio of Penske factory cars from Le Mans 23 or this Hertz Team Jota car of course. I'm sure many other variants will follow as well, like the Proton Competition car or the 2024 IMSA or WEC versions of all teams mentioned above. So as I mentioned, this release comes in a special packaging tailored to the Hertz Team Jota outfit. The front of the box features a stunning render of the car, like the ones the team released to reveal its livery. On the top part then is a beautiful monochrome grey Porsche logo, contrasting nicely with the matte black background. Underneath you have the model's designation, so Hertz Team Jota Porsche number 38. And I also really like how these yellow-orangey long exposure light motions, let's say, bleed over onto the top. The back of the box then has a Hertz Team Jota badge on it, with this band in the team's colors, and these continue onto the sides where there is another team logo and the mention that it's a limited edition, and on the other side the Spark Porsche Dealer special product code. The bottom features all the regular model and licensing info you always get and the model's barcode. The model itself then is set in a styrofoam clamshell with the acrylic display cover wedged in the top part. The car is set on a matte black base then and has this protective mousse around it to prevent the cover from scratching on the base. The model and base are quite heavy actually, which is usually a sign that it's made out of qualitative materials. On the base in front, well, to the left side actually of the model, there is a nice metallic plaque with all of the model's info engraved in it. I really like the 963 model designations typography, similar to the mid-70s Porsche 944 or 928 models. The car is an absolute beauty in my eyes, so of course this model car is simply stunning too. It will be quite hard for me to find some cons, but I'll name a few things that I noticed just for the sake of it. Maybe the biggest con is the price of this dealer edition. It's quite expensive at around €300, and this for a model car that doesn't feature any opening parts like doors or engine cover. However, this is the case for all of the Porsche dealer models, so not just this Hertz Team Jota car. It simply is the price for these slightly more exclusive and official limited editions. Another thing is the panel gap of some sorts, where the rear bodywork meets the rear wing end plates. And this is quite pronounced and should be a much smoother transition that isn't as visible as it is on the model. It's not really that bad, but if you know, you just know. Last, I wanted to mention the lack of finesse in the finishing of some of the decals in some areas. A good example is the black decal on the top air intake, where it's not cleanly wrapped around the sides and there are still some big folds visible. Another part where the finishing is a bit sloppy is on these sidepod intakes. The white paint for the insides doesn't really match up with the pearly white of the outer parts, and on my model they painted over the top part a bit, and this is quite noticeable. Also, the holes in the sidepod are quite shallow and don't feature any mesh grille detail sadly. Now, these small flaws aren't that bad to be honest, but when you pay a premium price, I think it's right to expect a premium model, or maybe I'm a bit too demanding here. Now, the positive sides of this model are noticeable from the get-go. First of all, Spark nailed the overall look of the car. It looks amazing shape-wise, and I don't think they got anything blatantly wrong in that regard. The proportions look good, and of course the stunning livery helps out a lot. On the subject of the livery, Spark did another excellent job on it. The bold golden paint looks terrific in person, and the combination with the metallic dark red Jota band on the front is mint. The white parts then are actually pearlescent white, which again combines fantastically well with the gold. The matte black shark fin is a great addition, with the black Porsche sunscreen on the cockpit window, these black fins on the roof and the black air intake. The beautiful golden chrome Singer logo just finishes it off. Around the side windows on the cockpit there is also a silver chrome band outlining it, which is another fantastic addition to the overall look. When looking at the finer details then, you'll notice that Spark did an amazing job here too, as you would expect. I really love the details in the headlights with these 4 bars stacked up in them. The front splitter then has a nice carbon fiber texture, and these brown stripes on the sides is a great little detail. I also really like the supports underneath the nose connecting to the splitter, and the fact that you can see all the way through the tunnels to the side of the car. On top of the nose, the small details like the towing ring in the number or the fine antenna in front of this mesh grille add to the realism. The detailing on the window then, like these tear-off tabs or the electrical cut-off pull rings, is simply stunning. The shape of the side pods then is really nicely done, and when looking at the model from the top front angle it looks pretty cool. It's reminiscent a bit of an old style F1 car and even has these undercuts in it as well. Next to the cockpit then there are these 2 big winglets, let's say, connecting to the front wheel arches with a fine tension bar in it. The mirrors on top of the wheel arches look great in this matte black with the Alpine Stars logo on it. And the 3 so-called leader lights is another nice detail on this part of the model. Moving on then to the cockpit dome, and on the right side of the cockpit the scrutineering sticker is visible inside on the side of the headrest. Next to it is a Hertz Team Jota badge on this cylindrical structure. Next to the window then the fuel Buckeye filler is nicely detailed as well. On the other side the window is smaller due to the driver's headrest. Inside, the beige shoehorn shaped insert is visible, as is a detailed steering wheel together with the dash panel. The detailing on the roof then is top notch too, with these fine fins that I talked about already, and the pitot tube on the very top part. These 2 white small half circles behind it is a nice detail then, although I have no idea what they do. The air intake then, if you ignore the decal, looks nice with that small bulge on top. And on one side of the intake there's a small fin, and on the other side a tiny antenna. I then also really like these NACA ducts on both sides in the engine cover, and the small venting next to the mandatory holes in the wheel arches. Another nice small detail is the hole with that fluoro ring around it for the air jack on the right side pod only. The exhausts then on either side of the shark fin are nicely replicated with rail pipes sticking out of this carbon structure. And the silver grey heat shield has these small rivets in them to make it look more realistic. The shark fin itself then is also made out of a very fine material and looks great that way. The part where it connects to the rear wing main plane has 2 small rivet decals for extra detailing. The whole rear wing structure then is very refined too. The 2 wing planes consist of separate elements, which is always nice. The end plates aren't just flat as well, but they have a small bulge in it and some clear body panel lines and rivet detailing. The back of the end plates then feature these grey parts mimicking the rear lights LEDs. The back of the model then looks amazing, with the typical Porsche light bar spanning over the whole width of the car. I really like how the car is styled to still look like a Porsche with that light bar and these wheel arch curves. Underneath, the detailing of the rear crash structure with the tow hook in it and these 2 tension rods is really good. The diffuser is quite simple with 2 main tunnels split by this wedge. And deeper down there are some strakes visible as well. Finally then, the wheels look fantastic. The rims are really nicely done and the brakes are visible with these carbon and grey rotors and the golden AP Racing branded calipers. A nice added detail on the Jota cars are these fluorescent green and red highlights on the spokes of the rims on both the front and rear wheels. So it's fair to say that I really love this model. Of course, I'm heavily biased as I'm a huge fan of the real car, but I mean, come on, how can you not like this car? Spark definitely did a great job on this awesome model. The packaging looks great, the display case and base with the metallic black gives it a premium feel as well. The paint job then is faithfully replicated and really stands out, and the overall look of the car is top notch, and the finer details are very much what you can expect from a brand like Spark. The few flaws it has don't deter from the whole package in my opinion. My only real problem is the price, but this is something I was aware of from the get-go. These Porsche Dealer Editions are simply more expensive than the Spark regular versions, and for this specific model I was willing to pay a bit extra. For the more reasonable people out there, there's always Spark's standard release, which will be exactly the same as this model here, save for the packaging and the nameplate on the base. All in all, I'm very happy to have added this model to my collection. I'll admit I was a bit hesitant at first because of its price, but now that I have it, I can't say I regret my decision to buy it after all. So now I would like to hear from you. What do you think of this Hertz Team Jota Porsche 963? Does it already rank among the iconic motorsport liveries, do you think? And would you be getting this model, either the dealer version or the standard version? Let me know in the comments. And with that, I'd like to thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Jota Porsche 963. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Check out the other content on the channel as well, like this video of another Spark Le Mans model, the very special Nissan Delta Wing from 2012. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. It's free and it really helps me out making more of these kind of videos. Till next time, take care and bye bye.